Alright people, we're back with the part 2. I went ahead and finished adding the buttons onto this jacket, and in this video we're going to be adding on the embellishments and the accents, so let's go! Something is calling me- I'll get it later. Something is calling me to this trim. Even though hers is technically all gold, I am in between this one and this one with the white spots. But something is calling me to this one. I feel like I should get it. I also needed to get some ribbons for the bows that are going on the elbows of her sleeves. I didn't know if I wanted to try something different and use an ivory colored one, or if I wanted to stay accurate to the costume and get the yellow one, but newsflash, I ended up getting both and I combined them. This is what they look like. Oh, they're so cute. And this is me when I was working on adding the ribbons to the sleeves. This was in a break in between classes, and the good thing about using a regular handheld needle is that it makes the project pretty portable. Haven't done that in years, but hey, you know what? I was happy. After class, it was lunch, and then this happened. I calmed myself down by going to Target, and I ended up finding the cutest picture book based on the characters of The Office. This was adorable, and I did end up taking home with me because why not? Anyways, this is now me working on the sleeves of the jacket. I ended up having to cut around the area that I had sewn the trim down, and this is just to expose the puffiness of the white sleeves that are going to be on the main dress underneath the jacket. This is me drafting out the pattern. Ended up looking fairly decent. I ended up leaving a space that's a little bit larger where the edge of the pattern was, and that's because I'm going to be adding pleats on afterwards. Kind of think of it, this was the very first time that I did anything other than a basic sleeve on a project. I was a little bit scared and skeptical at first using this type of pattern because I didn't know if it was going to backfire on me. I didn't know if it was going to work on this type of fabric, but the process of making the puff sleeve is actually pretty simple. All I had to do was use a what would I call this? Like a pull and gather kind of method, but the puff sleeves actually turned out pretty nicely. They were easy to sew on to the main garment, and even making the pleats was very well executed because I didn't even have to use an iron. They laid down nice and flat. None of the craft stores that I stopped at had pre-cut individual straps of leather, so I ended up having to get sheets of faux leather, and I had to cut out individual strips in order to make Violet Evergarden's brown straps.